if he keeps up with it now.
I think that's where, I mean, that's where most of your viewers are going to be, probably, is going to be your free to play accounts. There's really not a lot of content designed from a lot of the content that, like, everybody's put out is, use the use all these SSRs and Sandro. So
I
but we
actually just
are live now, so
gotcha. Yeah, in general, I just don't really feel like too many people in this game actually make a lot of stuff. I mean, I'll watch some of the videos, but I don't know. I used to play Galaxy Heroes, and some of the content creators in that game are really, really good.
yeah, I used
Just
to
haven't really.
I used to play that quite a bit too, but I never really watched any of the content creators. I know Sky's talked about a lot of the content creators that said were really good as well. So it's the second time I've heard that. So two people talking about it. Both people have said that it's really great stuff. So
They do really good formats on the videos that they make. Keep stuff informative, keep it under 15 minutes. It's manageable. Whereas the first stuff that really came out in this game, it's like, you're gonna sit down and watch a 45-minute long YouTube video just to get like 3 minutes worth of what you're actually looking for out of it.
yeah, on a few of my videos I struggled like having a shorter video. I made like a 30-minute video around like guild map stuff. I was like, this will be about like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was like 30 minutes. I was like, man, I need to work on getting my content to a more manageable position.
I had the same thing. Like the first video I actually made was about the, I guess the card game, like the limited, what is Duel of Heroes? I guess is what it's called. The the one that's like drafting if you're playing Magic
Oh
or something.
yeah, yeah. Hey, that
And
was
it's
fun.
actually surprisingly hard to keep those short.
Yeah, yeah. You could probably do some editing, post editing, some of the stuff, but that's still like like the draft process is probably the most interesting part. Like talking about the different choices that you're making.
I did a lot of post editing, and honestly, it was still just like so long.
Hey Grendel, how's it going?
What's up, man? It's all right.
Yeah, I ended up having to just kind of do like some phasing in and out, like in between the battles and stuff, just to cut all the dead air out. But even with every bit of non-content out of it, like the drafting, like because I'm sitting here explaining why I want to pick one of the three of these cards, like, it takes like 12 minutes just to go through like that whole thing if you're gonna actually explain every single one of them.
Yeah, and then once you've drafted and you're kind of doing like where you're gonna place guys, it's kind of the similar every time because you really don't know what they have. So you're just like, I'm gonna place this similar style, and so you can talk about it the first time, but the third and fourth and fifth time you play that draft pool and you're slotting it. But we're gonna see a Hollow Blade here. Poor Skylinks. He's about to get
Yeah,
ran over. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a 3-0 Hollow Blade. No offense, Sky.
I bet Skylinks can't even kill his vampire.
Oh, Vampire is beastly now.
Yeah, it takes like an act of God to kill it, man.
The Vampire was out damaging my awake. So I have them both awakened now, but the Vampire was out damaging the Dread Knights.
I feel like just because you can actually level up vampires so much more than Black Knights a lot of the time, that it's actually going to make a big difference.
Yeah, my Dread Knight is only 5-star, whereas the Vampire is 6-star, but they're both like level 3 awakened and like fully statted out. I guess the Vampire
You're
will have
also
a
going to,
little bit more potential, but still, I was surprised when I kept seeing Vampire take MVP.
Yeah, I think with Dread Knights, the big deal is the burst from their critical strike.
Yeah, and then I love it
yeah, I agree.
when enemies lightning bolt them when they're immune, so that's always good to see.
Yeah, that always feels good. Honestly, though, you can dump like an entire, soul mirror barrage into the vampire lords, and it pretty much is the same thing. So
And then he's like, and I heal it all back. Now I also heal all my buddies too.
it's kind of like trying to kill orcs using like soul mirror when you're fighting against a Kilgore, and they just stand in the back and keep going back to full health.
So it really upsets me about orcs right now, actually, is that they're so awesome, but Sandro just instantly one-hit kills them.
Yeah, Sandro murders my orcs. If he gets his ult, if he does his ult and then hits him with a lightning bolt, it's just like, well, I got like 2 orcs left. That's not gonna do anything. Either of you try out Astral?
I bought him, but I haven't tried him.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a try tomorrow in Duel of Champions. I was still working on my giant, trying to build him up.
Alright, we got like 3 or 4 more days to let me know how it goes. See if I need to invest in him.
I think he's absolutely fucking nuts. Like his kit just has too much shit going on in it.
Can it withstand? My question, what I wonder though, is can he withstand? Can the key pieces withstand the initial Sandro? But I guess Naga's not getting lightning bolted, right? Your ranged are gonna get lightning bolted, or your casters are gonna get lightning bolted. So it's just Sandro's initial ult.
I'm not really sure what the AI prioritizes. So like with his lineup, right? So you're gonna have giant, so the AI ignores that, and maybe it goes for Genie first, instead of Naga.
I mean, you
That
can
would
always,
be the best case scenario.
yeah. It always seems that it does target like ranged or casters first. Like if you have monks in there, monks like getting prioritized. It's like
Yeah,
orcs
so
and
the AI
monks.
targets like any 9-man first, which is why also their performance is even worse.
Yeah. Maybe it'll target like I imagine you're gonna run Pegasus in that lineup, or I would anyways. I would put Pegasus right behind Naga. I've been saying this for a little while now. Pegasus, Naga, then Iron Golems. And so if that bolt targets the Pegasus, you have the shield on it. You could put a 9-man beside the Pegasus to get them the shield, and then they're probably gonna get targeted, right?
I mean, literally, unless I can actually run it with a 3-star giant and a 3-star Naga, I don't think I'm actually going to be using the team.
Yeah, I did 3-star. I did get the giant today. My Naga is close to a 4-star. I probably just need to do 1 spin on it. So if I end up getting Astral, I'll have enough to get the spin on the Naga 4-star. But yeah, I'm in a similar boat. If it's gonna work, for me, it's gotta work on a 3-star giant and a 4-star Naga.
I mean, I wanted to unlock giant. That's the only reason I ended up picking up the heroes, because I just wanted to get enough that I could get the 3-star giant unlocked for the PvE. I've already got a Naga that I just randomly got off of Gold Keys sometime in the past. I don't really want to actually invest heavily in either of those units.
I gotten 2 Nagas off of just standard altar pulls.
It's so sad. I mean, when you think about like what all you can get now, like I started a free-to-play account today on the server just to see how long NA26 had been going, and like the people in the top of that have Black Dragon, because that's just part of the altar now. So that could be like your first SSR in a brand new server is Black Dragon, and I'm like, wow.
Well, and that server 26 is probably open during Easter weekend.
Yeah, it looks like it had been going for 6 days, so I guess they had that event.
That
No,
event
actually,
was...
they don't usually do those events on the first 10 days of a server.
Yeah, I think it's almost the first 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, because they do the back-to-back carnivals.
All right, we're gonna give this to Hades.
Is
He's
that
lower
the?
power, but I got faith.
I've fought No Quarter 3 times now in Battle of the Gods, and I actually feel like he's probably a lot better now that he decided to stop running Catherine.
Yeah, that was funny. I was like catching up on some of that. I think you had mentioned to me yesterday the chat in the standard Discord, and No Quarter's comment about him retiring Catherine finally, giving her a funeral.
That was like the glimmer of hope in fighting No Quarter back then. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
he always used, his best lineup in his Catherine team, and I'm like, this is great, because you actually have a real shot.
no, he's been wrecking some stuff lately. Which is unfortunate,
guys?
since he's an egg, but Hey, Sky, how's it going?
It's going. I just
Hey.
told Zed he should come join us in here. See if that happens.
So what's your
Hades,
confidence
joined us as
level
well.
at here, Hades?
What's that?
So what's your confidence level at here?
I'm hoping he didn't change his lineup. I kind of switched my guys around, so my Solomir went against his Sandro, and then hopefully I can win the other two.
Should have waited like another 30 seconds. If he's listening to this, he's got time to change it now.
Oh shoot!
You guys
No,
want to
this
know
is-
what Zed messaged me? He messaged me and said, did you run buffs?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, I didn't vote for you. I did vote for Hades though.
I would have voted for Hades if I could have.
You can vote for Hades.
Or May. Yeah, I thought you meant May. I thought you meant Hollowblade.
I voted for
Tired.
Hollowblade and Hades.
Yeah, I hate how it does that because the last two times I've gone up against Zed, and I'm like, "Why are you making me vote for me? I'm not gonna make it."
Avatar in our Discord said he's quitting the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can't be telling the opposition that. Come on.
I mean, they're going through the same thing we are, right?
I mean, Stingray said he's coming back, and he just won the lottery.
Oh, did he?
He's joining us. No.
I don't know about the lottery. It seems like he already won it the way he was spending.
Well, his name's Stingray was after Corvette Stingray, which he owns several of, apparently.
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing those pictures. No, he changed his lineup, dingbugger.
It's like you're ahead on this. Well, currently
Yeah.
it's getting close though. It's getting closer. But you've taken out his 2 cavalry. Oh, that wasn't a good.
Ah, dang it.
He's down his main one of his tanks. Oh, pulled back ahead. This is... There you go. Another tank down.
Come on.
Oh.
Hates Vampire's still alive. Lung's Vampire is still alive.
There goes his
Alright,
dragon.
There's one.
There it is. Ooh.
All right, 2 more to go. So, who does No Quarter have left?
I think was it Kilgore Yogg and Solomir, I think. No, I
Oh,
took Catherine out.
He finally retired the Catherine.
He announced it on global chat.
Yeah, I better be seeing this Viking funeral, No Quarter, if you're watching this, or any of your egg buddies are watching this, or your 7DS buddies are watching this. Let's see, we need a Viking funeral for Catherine.
He's an egg, not 7DS, isn't he?
Yeah, but they're,
Oh yeah, they are like allied or something.
7 deviled eggs.
Core just considers
for
them
No
all the
Quarter.
enemy.
I do.
Oh, the Sphinx
Alright.
tank started. Did not
See, my
realize that.
Kilgore versus Yogg. This will be interesting.
Yeah, orcs Orcs are toast. You got 2 left.
Oh yeah, because doesn't Yogg reverse his unyielding will and like kill everything?
So it used to not to, and then when I did some testing, it didn't do that. And then they did some like stealth update where I think it does now. It really impacts 9-unit teams, but you don't really notice it with your one-mans. But yeah, they stealthed that in at one point.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah.
Dang, he's got that double heal going on too.
Yeah, it's rough.
Genie's healing on Behemoth is nuts because it's 20% of his max HP. You know, that's a lot.
Are you streaming, Core?
I am streaming, yep.
Cool.
Just probably Solomir versus Solomir.
Why aren't you guys liking Core's video? Come on, guys.
I have to go out there. I'm not on my computer.
Core's video.
That's
Thought you
fair.
guys were all watching it.
It's just all egg and 7 deadly sins stealing our strats.
Yeah, because this guy likes talking about him.
What? No idea what you're talking about.
Let lightning destroy everything. Let lightning destroy everything.
It's looking a little rough here.
A noble
It's gonna be a nail biter.
He's got Phoenix. He's gonna win from the 8 seconds of being able to cast.
Be a negative, Nancy.
He's not being negative, Nancy. He's talking about Hades has a Phoenix. He can say
Oh,
seconds of
oh, oh.
casting.
Yeah.
destroy everything.
Come on, demon, start dodging.
Oh, he's running Black Dragon. So,
Yeah, yesterday it was only 3-star, but just not taking any damage from Solmir, so.
Yeah.
He's got
Slightly
3
concerned.
dragons up.
I wonder if Solmir can even beat a team that has Black Dragon in it.
I think as long as you got your units
Uh,
beating up on it and Solmir attacking the rest.
dang. Got excited when I won
Yeah,
the first one.
It heals from like crit damage from units too. There, I mean, I know there's a cooldown on it, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Like once you actually get really high level black dragons, what's gonna kill them?
Mine's not doing that much damage right now. It's like kind of disappointing the amount of damage it does.
Well, I, mean, I hope it doesn't do a ton of damage. It's a tank. It's
Right.
unkillable.
Whoa. The percentage HP damage, you know, whatever from its breath, I thought it would, you know, do a little more than it does.
The idea
I think when
is
Dragon
that
Mutari comes out, it'll be a lot better.
it's still alive at the end of the fight, and that's all that matters, right?
Mm.
Unless you're playing against Hollow Blade, you know.
I'm finding more and more though. It seems like we're gonna have to pick a faction and then stick with it. It's gonna be real hard to have multiple factions and stuff.
I'm okay with that.
Me too. I prefer that actually. Or I like to see some random ass comps come about that are like people don't think about or non-meta heroes, stuff like that. More fun.
Yeah, I'm fine if you have to focus on something, so as long as that, like, there is a rock, paper, scissors aspect to the game.
Yeah.
Because right now there's not. It's like Sandro or bust.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we're all voting for Zelfin on this one, right?
I'm surprised he's got votes.
I mean, just look at the power.
I heard somebody mention that they were actually thinking the server just puts votes in this thing to try and make people think there's more people actually paying attention than there are.
Yeah, that's
I
what
would
I've
not
heard.
be surprised.
It's
Like
all these
somebody in their
conspiracy
global Discord-
theories.
I was saying, like, I guess you get points for votes or something like that, and they weren't matching up with how many votes were going on. Or something like that.
Huh.
No, there's like 300 votes. It seems probably pretty accurate for our server.
Yeah, but who would be voting for Zalfin? I mean, the difference in tickets isn't a whole lot, so it's not like. No offense, Zalfin, but I mean, it's Zipper Zed.
It could also just be really random from people that don't pay attention to what's happening in the top of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would think that those people would just be voting for the highest power.
Well, that's
a
the
half
gamble,
a million
right?
difference.
Got to get that other 75 tickets.
It's also probably like spite vote. Like, think about how many people we've like collectively ruined their underground experience for.
Yeah, but that's a little different, though. I mean, that's just that's.
Kind of feel that way every day about doing like shipyard raids to you. Like, what is it like to just be one of these people that's right around 100 to 200 and you're just having your resources stripped from you by the top tier guys every day?
Yeah, at least it's not too bad. You just lose an hour on that resource. It just takes an hour longer. And it can only happen, I think, once. I don't think that same resource can be raided multiple times.
I'm pretty sure I've had the same name like back to back before.
On the same resource island.
That I don't know. In general, it seems like something that would be slightly demoralizing to see that you have to, every day when you log in, like, oh, got raided again today. Oh, got raided 5 more times today. I mean, I don't know when the last time you guys got raided in shipyard.
I don't even pay attention. I click through that stuff so fast.
Probably like once a week I see Hollow Blade, and otherwise that's it.
I mean, I mostly just fish for somebody that has orange crystals they're gonna give me.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you do, right? Like,
I was, except now I'm going for the purple ones because I want to get the Minotaur and Harpy up.
I refresh till I see Skylinks everywhere.
What?
I like that strategy. Maybe I should start that.
Hey,
I do actually kind of intentionally not pick guildies if I recognize them.
Yeah, if I
I'd
see it's
certain-
a guild member, I won't do it. I'll go to the next.
But honestly, I'm not sure if I know who like the bottom 30 people in our guild roster even are.
Shame.
do you guys hear when like Az was in here and he didn't even know he was in our guild? We were all talking. He's like, "Who?" That was the worst.
Like, I'm literally in the top 8. Like, we're in Battle of the Gods. Like, he doesn't realize that.
That you were A, in the guild, and B, in the chat with us.
Right. That
I
makes
knew-
me
I
feel a
knew
lot
you-
better.
I knew you were Azrael. I called it out.
It
I
makes
thought
me
it was
feel a lot
hilarious.
better about not knowing the other people in our guild sometimes.
You guys are just giving, our enemies more fodder.
So who do you think's going between Hollowblade and Zed?
I mean, last time
Oh.
Zed took 2 of the 3, and the 2 he took were
I think it's
pretty
pretty easily
substantial.
going to be Hollow Blade this time.
Yeah, I still think it's gonna be Zed. Hollowblade doesn't have a big enough roster yet.
That artifact power, though, man.
Yeah.
Let lightning destroy.
I think kind of
Zed's
same
been
thing. I think
down
Zed
on-
still got the deeper roster.
Zed's been down on artifact power before against Stingray, so
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
I beat Stingray. I mean, shit.
But I think Zed's Necro roster will probably lose, but he'll take the other 2.
the only problem I see with for Zed against Hollowblade is that Hollowblade has a 4-star Kilgore and Sandro. And
I'm
that's gonna
amazed
be
that
tough.
Zed does not have Kilgore.
About it today. Doesn't want to spend the resources.
When we were initially talking about it, it's also because Kilgore is so heavily dependent on using stronghold units, and they're kind of like not that good outside of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this. I mean, Rox kind of has his place in some lists, mainly if you're running Demon. Behemoth and Ogre have their uses, but other than that, I mean, Orc's too squishy outside of Kilgore. Goblin's way too squishy. Goblin Rider's just lackluster.
So apparently, I was like going through the China patch notes. There was a time when Quicksand enabled double strike.
I'm surprised that Quicksand doesn't do a slow effect.
Yeah, it used to, but I get they removed it. I guess as like a nerf. It's probably too strong.
Hmm.
It kind of left the Goblin just pretty Goblin Wolf Rider dispositioned. Pretty poorly dispositioned.
So, Mark said they have a 4-star Astral instead. Curious to see how Astral's gonna do.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
I think maybe we'll start running him once I get him up to 3-star.
Actually, having Quicksand enabled double strike would have been really awesome in the fire chaos play.
Yeah, Astral's interesting.
And I figured I just 5-starred my Naga and my Giants, so
Yeah, you have to let us know how that goes.
Gotta make
against,
some use.
Sandro.
If
I
you
wonder how
can
the blind
actually-
works. Like, with his ult and stuff. Like, wonder how much that's gonna affect, against Sandro. And I heard that his ult might not, blind as well or something. Like, that something could be wrong with the text. I don't know if it's
Huh.
true or not, though.
that's like the main
Like,
thing.
it's,
I
or,
was-
like, it's not supposed to silence or something. Like, it's just his regular blind, not, like, blinding, but the ability blind does it. Something like along those lines.
I mean, if it does do the blind, I mean, I mean, you can almost keep silence up on something almost permanently if you're cycling between your ult and your blind. If you get your cooldowns long enough, I mean, that's
does
9
silence.
seconds of blind, not including what levels will add to it.
Yeah.
Which blinds is also a silence, so you know. And then I don't know if that makes Sorry, go ahead.
It's the blind spell that silences it, not his ult.
Yeah, but doesn't he have an ability that just says when things are blinded, they're silenced?
Yeah.
But it's saying the spell.
Oh, the
Causes-
Yeah, that's what I
spell.
was saying. Yeah.
So
It's like a
then-
bad wording or translation or whatever you want to call it.
I was gonna make the comment maybe Unicorn might have it used, but apparently it's still garbage.
Still crap. Yeah. I asked them to clarify that for me, and same with the treasure thing. Like, I think that just is referring to artifacts. Like, artifacts don't trigger it. Is
Yeah,
what
no.
I think the treasure thing means. But I mean, might not.
Now in on the Chinese version, don't some of the units have items? So maybe there's some items that like cast spells for them.
Yeah, like their weapons or whatever.
Yeah, maybe those are the treasures.
No.
But again, that's just pure speculation.
Yeah, I
was
mean,
using
isn't
him
there
in
a
the
quick...
training ground today against my current list, and you're really gonna need that 4-star to be able to keep spamming his spells. But chain triggering Genie and Naga's magic awakening is nuts.
Yeah, it seems like it would be.
All right, Israel's knocked one down off the Benny Mac.
Hope you guys voted for Benny, man. Not winning another.
Oh, I forgot to vote.
Be curious to see if he changed his teams around at all. Yeah, looks like he did.
It's your Roshka versus Sandra, huh?
Yeah, I'm totally fine with this.
Do you have Awakened to Fruity?
I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's vampires on him.
Looks like it's getting
And
crapped
they're
on.
gone.
It's like that South Park episode with the investment, and it's gone.
Right. I'm actually surprised to see that Roshka team do that much damage against the Sandra team. As if he's still using Roshka as his third, it'll be his Roshka versus my soulmate. And he did not have Awakened to Fruity yesterday.
I think Inferno's just hurt as a whole right now because how paper imps are. We need to be able to put up at least 2 solid tanks.
All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, switch to Yogg.
Didn't have Earth Elemental in this lineup. He's gonna run the same issue I did.
Lightning destroy. Lightning destroy.
I got it off fast enough though.
Yeah.
Zed just sent me an interesting screenshot.
Care to elaborate, or is that for post stream?
I'm asking him if he cares if I share.
A noble spirit a noble spirit stands before you.
Nice work, Azrael.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, so it looks like we're gonna have Hollow Blade versus No Quarter, and then Emperor Zed versus Azrael. So, who do we think is going to be in the top two? I'm gonna go Hollow Blade, then Emperor Zed, with Emperor Zed taking it. Sorry, Azrael.
Oh, I just think you're crazy. You think Zed's actually gonna beat Hollow Blade, honestly.
I think he still got him.
That'd be interesting.
Predicting that I'm actually gonna run over Zed tomorrow in the semifinals, and he's gonna rage quit just like Stingray did.
All right,
Why
yeah.
you
let's
not
see
letting
what
me
we got.
bet?
All right, well that's the quarterfinals.
All right.
All right, well, I think we'll go ahead and end the stream at this point. Thanks for everybody jumping on. Hope you guys have a good day.